visuals, and welcome back to another edition of the Visual Guyz Superhero Wednesday, the day of the week we talk about anything nerdy. That's right, kiddo. I'm gonna get deep down and nerdy on you. Hello, anybody new? Welcome. We are so casual on the channel here. I always start every video up just assuming the same couple of people are gonna watch, so I just run with it. I don't ever do anything to embrace or try and get new people. Not that I don't want new people, but I'm just like, oh, hiya James, how you doing? It is Superhero Wednesday, and like I said, this is the day of the week we like to get nerdy about anything. Flexing Funkos, Lego, flexing Funko, I was about to say Funko Pops again, comic book reviews, film shenanigans, anything weird and nerdy, because that's how you want to be. Weird and nerdy is the best. This week I'm going to give a lot of love to a franchise, a super duper, maybe one of the most nerdiest franchises ever. I'm going to give it some love to Star Wars. Now, I am a Star Wars fan, okay, we'll put it that way. I am a Star Wars fan, but it's not the top of my game, you know, Marvel and DC and Pokemon and Newcastle United, you know, the things I love. There's a lot that comes before it. It's probably like... It's probably in the top 10, but also as well, I am probably very average in knowing my Star Wars stuff. Like, I know, you know, some planets and a bit of lore and history and whatnot, but I would never call myself a massive Star Wars nerd. Does that make sense? Tell you what I do love, I absolutely adore this new wave of Star Wars stuff, apart from the sequel trilogy. Even though parts of the sequel trilogy were good and stuff, but I fucking hated The Last Jedi. That was friggin' terrible. There's a lot of stuff now coming out. I didn't realise how much I love ObiWan. I didn't realise how much I would love the Mandalorian. Like, I fucking love that guy. He's a friggin' unit. I think I'm becoming more of a Star Wars fan now with this new stuff, and that's allowed me to explore the lore and the history and whatnot a lot more. And you got to remember as well, when I was younger, my trilogy was the prequel trilogy. Even though before they come out, as a kid, I did see the original trilogy, and there were elements. Lightsabers have always been one of my coolest things that I found coolest out of any nerd thing. A lot I always have and always will love about Star Wars, but I think I wouldn't ever put myself on a pedestal and be like, I'm a huge fan, I know loads. I'm a fan, and I know average. Story of my life, just being Billy Joe average. So I wanted to dedicate a Superhero Wednesday to Star Wars. We love doing lists on the channel, whether it's Pokemon Thursday, my favourite Pokemon, or my favourite teams, or blah, blah, blah. Superhero Wednesday, my favourite heroes, my favourite Funkos, my favourite whatever it is. And I thought, let's give some love to Star Wars, because they fall under the category of Superhero Wednesday. Of course they do. We have done some Star Wars stuff on the channel, and mostly in the podcasts and whatnot. But I thought, let's get down to dirty and tell you guys my 5 favourite Star Wars characters, because the characters I do like, I friggin' adore, I absolutely love so much. So visuals, if you are a Star Wars nerd, let me know what you think of all the new stuff coming out. Let me know what your favourite trilogy was. Are you an OG trilogy, a prequel trilogy, a sequel trilogy? Do you love the dark side, the light side, lightsabers, blasters? It's not a Star Wars blaster. This is for no reference to the video. I just have it in my hand, and it's fun to just hold on to. More importantly, before I get started, if you do like this video and you want more Star Wars stuff, because I guess I can do some more, just not with some expertise of the knowledge. Maybe that's why it's quite good then, because we'll just sort of go into it and chat shit. If you do want proper Star Wars content, go to like the Stupendous Wave or Star Wars Theory. Them guys are legit beasts with the Star Wars. They are Star Wars nerds. Where the fuck did that bullet go? And don't forget to tell me your favourite Star Wars characters in the comments. Let's talk about mine. It was off at number 5. It is a Darth Maul. Now, I love Darth Maul, which I think a lot of fans actually did as well. The second my eyes were laid upon him, laid eyes upon him, whatever the words are. I always thought he was a very cool and intriguing, and very scary and intimidating looking sort of character. Plus the whole double lightsaber thing. At the time of watching that, even though I'd watched the original trilogy and we was about to start the prequel trilogy, it was new. It was like, oh my god, there's this double lightsaber thing. This is friggin' mental. I absolutely loved it, and I loved him, and I just think he looks so cool. The mystery behind him, the look and the horns and whatnot, and it's actually made me go as far to look at his race and who he is and where he's from. And because I have watched the shows and stuff, I found out what happened to him after he lost to Ewan McGregor's ObiWan Kenobi, cut him off. We know that wasn't the end of his story. I got into a little rabbit hole with Darth Maul not too long ago, and I thought, you are a really badass, amazing character. It was a little bit cheap, I guess, the way they put him into the Solo film, but at the same time I was a bit like, oh, get in, there's Maul. But yeah, Darth Maul is number 5 on the list. Stop, it's everyone's favourite little green guy. No, that's not right. It's not Grogu. It's him. It's Yoda. Yes, we all fell in love with Yoda. And I remember vividly maybe not my first watch, but I remember the first time laying eyes upon Yoda and thinking, wow, what is this super duper, you knew he was powerful, little being who knows everything about all this mystical, magical space stuff, and just being so intrigued with him, the way he talked, the way he looked. And obviously because we didn't know what happened beforehand, because the prequel trilogy hadn't come out, living on the Dagobah system, in his little hut, training Luke and showing him how to use the Force and everything that went on there. I was so fascinated and in awe, and I was like, this little mystery creature who lives in the swamp, who is he? I want to know more. How powerful is he? And then when we get to see how powerful he is in the prequels and whatnot, knowing that he was Grandmaster Yoda, this kind of Jedis that he trained, like Dooku, and I believe he trained Windu, if that's right. He's so cool. He's so amazing. And I love the fact that he's like, okay, we're going to fight. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, he's so cool. So, but it's Darth Vader. Of course, Darth Vader. Not only because he is an amazing Star Wars character, and pretty much the 9 films are somewhat esque about him, or at least obviously their lineage, the Skywalker saga, him being the chosen one, but seeing from the pod races, then going through Ewan McGregor, and then having what is 100% the greatest sword fight, maybe even potential just fight, definitely the best choreographed fight of all time on cinema, between him and Obi-Wan, and the master and the apprentice, him changing, losing, getting all burnt up, becoming Darth Vader. Not only has he an amazing story arc, and he's done loads for Star Wars, and Star Wars is pretty much him, but he's the ultimate cinema bad guy. He's had one of the most epic lines, one of the most epic reveals, being, Luke, I am your father. No, I am your father. And all this carry on. The look, the red saber, the cape, the mask, the iconic breathing. He's an OG to cinema. He's an OG at storytelling. He's how to do a bad guy. He's how to do a bad guy with a great past, a great middle, and a great ending. It's everything about it's fucking fantastic. And to see him again more in the Obi-Wan show is fucking beautiful. So, and I remember being terrified of him. I was always more scared of Vader than I was Chancellor Palpatine or Emperor Palpatine. So Vader, number 3. Next up is number 2, obviously, and this is a really hard one. We're going to take a sip of Coke and try and make sure I've got this right. Because one's an OG character who's going to be in the top spot, but they just recently have a show, and I fell in love with him all over again. And the other is a newish character who I fell in love with instantaneously, to the point where I'd say I collect a lot of his stuff. Who do I go for? Now, I'm going to stick with my original list. Number 2 is Mandalorian, Mando. Pedro Pascal, I love him. That does a lot as well for my choosing. I think he's a phenomenal actor. But The Mandalorian, I friggin' fell in love with the show instantaneously. And I didn't watch it straight away. I thought, I won't watch it straight away. I'll watch it whenever. And then I got around to it, and all episodes and stuff were up, and I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. And then this is a weird one. I'm gonna chuck in this scene with it as well, even though it's not really about him, but it's the show which is giving me the feels. I said at the start of the video, I'm not a massive Star Wars fan. I'm a fan, but I'm not like out there. But seeing Luke come and destroy them Dark Troopers and stuff, I just started balling up and getting goosebumps and getting like, oh my god, Luke's here, and losing my mind over it. That show did something to me, and it changed the way I looked at Star Wars. I definitely do owe a lot to that show of my newfound appreciation and love for Star Wars. But the Mandalorian was such a great, intriguing character. How he started off, just as a bounty hunter, and how he, got to the new armor and fall in love with Grogu. And originally, he was going to sell him, or bounty, not sell him, but give him back. And then he got him back. Then he was going to give him to Luke, and then Luke's sent him back because Grogu had the whole choice shit, and how he's become this little dad figure, and I love the relationship. I understand they want to keep Grogu around because he's a good market employee and products, and the kids love him and whatnot. But the Mandalorian is so friggin' cool. He's the ultimate cowboy, the ultimate space cowboy for me. He's so friggin' cool. When he rocked up in Boba Fett, and I'm like, oh my god, he's here, and he got his own episode. I remember watching that episode of Boba Fett, and he comes through the little frosty bit thing, and and his music hits you like, oh, it's fucking Mandalorian. He completely stole the Boba Fett show, hands down. But I love the Mandalorian. He's fantastic. He's great. Number 2. Finally, number 1. We've only got ObiWan Kenobi. Yes, ObiWan Kenobi I have always absolutely adored. If we only ever got the original trilogy, I would have said Luke, because I really think Luke's cool as fuck. But it's ObiWan Kenobi because I love Ewan McGregor first of all, but because of seeing his relationship and how he went from in the original trilogy to losing to Vader, thinking, oh, all right, well, what happened there then? I want to see more, and then get the prequel stuff and seeing how amazing and cool he was, Qui-Gon's apprentice, then going on to be Anakin's master, and then to the battle on Mustafar. I think he's just so cool. He's so charismatic and lovable and likable, and you really get behind him. One of the last survivors of the Order 66 shenanigans. I think as well the way, because if you see all the behind the stuff shenanigans, the way Ewan McGregor approached the role of Obi and trained with all of his sword fighting and whatnot, you just think, wow, all of this is just working out so beautiful. And then to see him come back, like the little moments in the Obi-Wan show that you see, from where he's like in episode 4 where we got to see that the light's all black and he's there, takes out a stormtrooper, goes around, his reunion with Vader, all of that, just I fell in love with the story and the emotions, and you were the master, you were the apprentice, you were brothers, you feel betrayed, you feel like you've lost somebody to to the dark side, and the story that's going in between both of them, him obviously chasing old Leia to get her back to her family and stuff. It's all absolutely so beautiful. I just love Obi-Wan. I think he's such a great character. For somebody that just literally in the space of the 3rd film till eventually Luke getting older, meeting him, there's been 10 years, and effectively all we just thought he was hiding in the shadows, looking out for Luke. For that just being ultimately a story, and then we get this, you're like, oh my god, this is just so freaking good. So yeah, I love the show. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's my number 1. There we have it, visuals. That was this week's edition of Superhero Wednesday. If you do want more Star Wars stuff, let me know in the comments below, because we can surely get it done. I mean, like I said, into how depth we can go is limited, but I can do some studying and research and whatnot. But we can talk more Star Wars. It is still probably, the lightsaber is definitely still my favourite nerd weapon of all time. It's just absolutely amazing. But visuals, that was my 5 favourite Star Wars characters of all time. And let me know yours in the comments below, and let me know what you think of my list of 5 favourites. Visuals, thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally the best. We'll just keep being you. And may the Force be with you. See what I did there? That was weird. Though that felt weird. Keep being you and keep on web slinging on. That's better.